You can add your
Oh,
your
I
your.
see it.
Do you? Because I
All
don't.
right, we're all good then. I gotta back up and mute that. Okay, great. Well, thank you everybody. Hello, welcome to Stolen Fires. I'm your game master, Mike Leader, and we're here to play some Fringeworthy, a role-playing game about traveling through infinite Earths on a quest to save humanity. So, a reminder for viewers who may be new, the setting of Fringeworthy is about teams of humans from an Earth just like ours from 2008 that has gained access to pathways in a walkable kind of hyperspace. Space that has pathways that lead to infinity of different worlds that are just like our Earth, but not really like our Earth. Some interesting, some dangerous, some annoying, and we'll see. We're running the gamut of that so far. So let's introduce our players and their characters. We'll do the standard run of Chloe, Bob, Brendan, and Leslie.
All right. So my name's Chloe. I'm playing Lola, aka Lady Platinum, a graffiti artist from New York, who really hates this villain we're about to deal with.
Ah, same. Yeah, I'm Bob. I'm playing Chewy, the ex-con car thief mechanic.
I'm Brandon. I'm playing Sadie, and she's a martial artist from Los Angeles.
And I am Leslie. I am playing Captain Cassidy Wagner, and I am a former Air Force pilot from the great state of Minnesota.
Okay, so you can see it's a wide and varied cast of characters from United States, which is interesting, but it is what it is. I make that joke because friends where they tend to be from a very small, tiny percentage fraction of the planet's population. So they could be from anywhere. We happen to hit the curve and hit the folks in the U.S. first. That's okay. So, Brandon, why don't you kick us off with the recap of last session, please? That way we know where we're at.
Sure.
Oh.
So let's see. Last session, we had just arrived on a brand new world full of hope for the future, expecting nothing but friends, diplomatic relations, new beginnings, and we were all so sadly disappointed. The world we arrived on appears to be a version of ancient Ionia when we get there. It's all Grecian columns and people in togas and that sort of thing. We quickly found out that Chewie could understand the language of the people there and be understood by them thanks to the magic ball that crawled into his ear a couple of episodes ago. We were greeted by a man who said his name was Bashua, and that the building we had found ourselves in, the portal was located in, was the Palace of Remembrance. He called us Exalted Ones, which we thought sounded good at first. We were taken to meet the Great Rose, who is apparently in charge around here. And it turned out Rose is actually a woman in her early 40s from an adjacent world that we visited. She speaks English with a Southern accent and told us that she is from Wilson City in the slave state version of New Orleans. In the SSA, found an Earth -1 prime that we went to before and we're very happy to leave because it was awful. She has come to rule these people. So she is a Fringeworthy person, we discovered. Our psychic cat, Gerald, said that he did not like her very much, which should have immediately told us that we should shoot her, but we did not. We'll learn that lesson for next time. She says that she knows how to turn the gate back on because, much to our sadness, when we came through the gate, it turned off behind us and we could not go back. I mean, she's totally willing to help us as long as we are willing to take care of a tiny problem for her, a bunch of insurgents that are threatening her, let's call it dictatorship of this world, or at least this city. And so these are people who've been plotting against her that she has banished to some islands off the coast. And she wants us to go there and, take care of them. She doesn't want to send her own soldiers because she is worried that she needs to defend her own city from hostile powers to the south of her. So we tentatively agreed to this because we want to find out more and maybe go talk to these insurgents about what they know about her. So we hop onto this boat, go out to the island where they are, and are promptly abandoned by the boat, which was, I guess, not completely unexpected. Gerald decided to stay behind in the city, so our cat is back there, and hopefully we will come back the very next day or something like that instead of the cat. We meet the insurgents. They are perfectly nice people, led by a lady who calls herself Pythia, and confusingly, also the name of their group is the Pythia. And maybe the god that they follow is the Pythia. I mean, there's a lot of Pythia going on there. Not really sure where it all ends and begins. But she tells us that our coming was foretold, so that seems cool. And she also can see the gate and is apparently Fringeworthy. And she says that Rose has been there for about 16 years. And until then, the gate was always visible to her. And then after Rose showed up, it was turned off. So we think Rose has something to do with turning the gate off. She also tells us that Rose can mind control people, and that at least once she saw Rose point her hand at a person and call lightning to strike that dude and totally disintegrate them. So that seems bad. But she also had good news for us. There are caves on this island that have all kinds of interesting things in them about the Fringe network. And so within this cave, we found all these advanced etchings on the walls and floor. And we think that these patterns might represent the fringe paths. And there's also a control pylon diagram there that has some kind of instructions about how to use the control pylons that we've found. If we can decipher the instructions, we think maybe we'll be able to turn the gates on and off, like Rose is apparently able to do. So that's where we are now, out on this island with the insurgents, stuck there for the moment, but trying to figure out what we should do next.
That sounds like a pretty good description.
Yeah, we're in a pickle. That's mostly, I could have just said that. We're in a real pickle.
When are we not?
The Pythia did say that they had sent for friends with ships to take them to the main to the main island. So she expects them tomorrow. So you'll be able to stay the night here and stay the night here and hopefully have a chance to go back to where the portal is tomorrow. So you have that at least.
Question, because Leslie doesn't remember.
Mhm.
The portal here, it did not have a pylon, right? It was just the portal.
Nope, it was just a warp that dropped you through it.
Okay.
And the thing we found in the cave here is really only a diagram. There's not actually a console here.
No console, just a diagram that's etched in the walls.
Yeah, we never did ask Pythia directly, and I think one of that we need to is if she has ever seen a pylon like this around here. Like, is it near the gate, like, but in another building or something? She's lived here her whole life. Has she ever seen one?
Are you asking her that?
Yeah.
No, I don't understand what you're looking for. There's nothing like that here, and nothing like that in the Palace of Remembrance.
Okay.
Now, you guys do know from your travel so far, the only pylons you've seen are on the inside of the fringe portals, on the platforms, or those panels you'll find in the places that would seem to be managed by the ancients or the creatures that came before. But you haven't seen any in certain worlds outside of the Termeleran stations you'll find.
Well, so I guess our choice is they're going to mount some kind of, well, let's actually, I guess that's the next question for Pythia, is they already had these ships coming to pick them up to go do something before we showed up. So what is their plan, regardless of us? Like, what are they already planning to do?
She looks really confusingly. We knew you were going to be here. It was foretold you would be here, so I ordered the ships a week ago.
Wait, like literally the day we were going to show up?
That's how it is written. That's how it is told to me.
Where's it written?
She points up at the sky to the stars. It's written in the stars. The Pythia speaks to me and my people. We are one with them. I am one with them. I hear their voice across the void.
Boy, I really wish Gerald had come.
So tell me this, right? Like, so what if we just like leave? Did the stars tell you that we would just leave you here and abandon you? Because I'm not into this whole doing what the stars say thing.
When I when I have visions, I see the stars, I hear the voice speak to me and tell me that more Star Walkers will come and they will bring your salvation from the cursed person who is keeping you enslaved. I don't know where the voices come. I do not question that. They come to me and they've rarely ever been wrong. So they said you would be here on this day. Why do you think we didn't panic when you showed up?
Makes sense, I guess.
We were more amazed that there were four of you and not just one. That just means our chance of success has gone up by a factor of 4.
Maybe.
Or gone down by a factor of 4. I don't know, but the point is that the voice across the void was correct, and the Star Walkers are here, and the prophecy has come true. The prophecy isn't about defeating him; it's about that you're going to be here. We're not told the outcome because the outcome is placed in our hands to solve. Our hands together, your hands included.
She's a witch.
Well, I think. Well,
think we
I'm
need to-
pretty sure we want to just take down Rose. Do we have any problems with that anymore?
So, look, I talk a big game, but I'm not a cold-blooded murderer. What I think we should do is figure out how the gates work by researching all this stuff in the caves. Then just leave. Turn the gate back on. Take as many of these people with us as we can. Leave. Then turn the gate back off. That way Rose can't follow us. Because she seems dangerous.
Well,
Like-
if she does all the same stuff we do, she could just turn it back on.
Yep.
Like, yeah, we're not supposed to mess with other cultures, but this culture has already been messed with. I don't think the Star Trek rule counts if if like the Borg are already there.
I
I
mean,
think I've only watched a little bit
also,
of Star Trek.
who are we following? Because Captain Kirk, the first thing out of his mouth every time was "screw the Prime Directive." So
Well,
Is
I
this
don't.
a discussion of heroes? Should I excuse myself so you can plan your strategy?
No, you should
Well,
stay here and you can give us
I think
like,
we need you to help
insight.
plan our strategy.
I see. I just wasn't familiar with the words you were using.
Oh, well, you know your way around the city because you used to live there. Like if you have a few ships and you want to go back to the city in these ships, what can they do to stop you? Do they have some kind of defenses on the shoreline to keep your ships from landing? How do you think that's going to work?
If they're ready for us, they should have archers and fire, which would be bad.
Wait, archers with flaming arrows? Is that what I heard?
Yes, archers and fire is a bad thing, and it is my hope that when the ships will come, there'll be more than just a few people on them. That the king in Knossos had sent actually a small division to help us. But who knows?
But if you like send some people to go and fight, won't you just turn those people against you? Like if she can just do that, like what's the point?
Actually, here, let me say my plan all out. So, like, I think we should go after Rose. Maybe you too, Pythia. And then the rest of the people can be a distraction. Like again, they think we're God. So if Rose is gone, then I think they'll follow us, and and then we
Then
can
we
stop the war
establish
immediately.
a provisional government.
Well, that's
Yeah.
actually a great question. So for Pythia, what's the plan if Rose is defeated?
If you remove her from the seat of power, then the vacuum will be filled, and I'll happily appoint myself or one of the other governmental officers who worked with her to the role until we can solve the issues and put a real government back in place. Likely the king will send somebody, but that will take another week or two to get information to him and then get information back. So it might be more than a month.
All right. Well, Cassie, you were looking at the carvings in the cave. Do you think you can learn anything from them in
I
the next
mean,
day?
I can try. So far, all we've been able to learn, though, requires a pylon. And if we can't go through the portal, we can't get to a pylon. Unless
Yeah.
there's one somewhere else here.
There wasn't a pylon on the platform, on the -1 alternate platform that we came from, was there, Mike?
There are pylons by every single gate
Oh,
on the fringe paths.
all right. So we could theoretically do something if we could get back to it, but we can't. So how do we do that from this side? She's got some kind of trick.
It appears that Rose has your answer then. So maybe killing her is not the best idea.
Yeah, see, I really want to kill her though.
Yeah, but how do you contain somebody with force lightning?
It sounded like she was really tired after doing it once.
So we just got to let one person die, is what you're saying.
I mean, I figured out a better way to deal with it, but like she does sound powerful, but she can't mind control us. And if we can deal with like lightning a couple of times, and I don't think she'll have much to stand in our way. Probably.
I've seen her attack our best soldiers, and it did not go well for them. I would avoid it at all costs.
Roasty toasty marshmallows.
More like fire ashes, but yes.
Very roasty toasty marshmallows.
Your words seem similar, yes. If maybe you should stay the night in the cave. I'll have bedding brought for you, so you can at least rest there. Maybe it'll help with your interpretations of the drawings.
Yeah, let's sleep in the spooky cave. Maybe we'll have a dream that will help us out.
Maybe the wormhole aliens will talk to us.
I mean,
Yeah.
if they had a dream that literally predicted the day we were going to arrive, I have to figure that, there's something to whatever they're saying.
Yeah, this cave seems pretty okay.
The voice across the void will speak to everyone. It's just a matter of how you listen to it.
Okay, I had one last idea. I don't know if this is worth pursuing. Okay, but I think I watched this cartoon once where I feel like there's a super villain with lightning powers, and the hero, I don't know, put on rubber shoes, and that made them immune to lightning. I don't know if that's how that actually works because I did not pay that much attention in science class, but I'm just tossing it out there just in case.
I'm betting it's not really lightning. I mean, it sounded like it was some kind of, Star Wars energy bolt.
Eldritch Blast. She's a warlock. I mean, rubber shoes would make you insulated.
Well, I mean, I'm already wearing rubber shoes. Your combat boots have rubber soles.
Bob, would you make an idea roll for Chewie?
I rolled a 12.
Oh, that's awesome. That's actually what you did. Great. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to send you a private chat through Zoom here.
Chewie has the best idea. We're all doomed.
And Chewie is the engineer. Chewie knows mechanical stuff.
Although, I mean, that's Lola's idea started with, I saw this cartoon once. So
Cartoons sometimes have useful info.
they're educational. Oh.
I mean, not
Okay,
this
send
one,
that
but there
over.
are educational cartoons. You didn't watch Arthur when you were a kid? Lola says in character.
Oh, I mean, you
I
kind of
mean,
had to, didn't you? It's
I was
mandatory.
like it. I wouldn't have been a kid when Arthur was on.
Mm.
That math? I think that math checks out.
Does that make sense, Bob?
Kind of, yeah. Like maybe she's got something in her, like this thing in my head. Uh, maybe that's why she can talk to these people. Like she said, she learned their language, but maybe she doesn't. Maybe she didn't learn the language. Maybe she just has one of these balls in her head, like I do.
Well,
And
that's actually easy. We've seen her speak to the mic. Does she speak their language, or does she just speak English and they understand her?
She speaks English and they understand her.
Oh, there you go.
maybe she's got
Oh,
a
yeah.
bigger one of these things, and or maybe this one lets me shoot lightning bolts.
Okay,
Maybe
have you
it
shoot a
tried?
does.
lightning bolt at that tree right now. Do it.
I try and shoot a lightning bolt at the tree.
How do you try and shoot a lightning bolt at the tree?
I point my finger at the tree, and I concentrate really hard on a lightning bolt,
Okay, how long are you gonna concentrate?
like 30 seconds.
Okay, so you're just
I'm gonna
pointing and
stand
you're
there like this and
squinting.
just wait.
Yes.
I'm gonna stand back just in case.
Maybe I got superpowers.
You're squinting and you're pushing and your arms just get stiff and your forearm cramps. And nothing happens.
She did.
Maybe
When
it's
I-
the other ball that you didn't put in your ear that
Could
lets you
be.
shoot lightning bolts.
That's in the truck.
That's in the truck. All right. You guys figure out what we're gonna do. I am gonna go and look at these markings on the walls, and I'm gonna go concentrate on the markings of the walls for a little while and see if maybe the thing in my head will let me understand what they say.
Oh wait, I have one last idea. At least how to contain her. If it works, like, because your thing is powered by, like, if you're hungry or not. So like if she doesn't eat, then if we like tie her up and she doesn't have food, then she can't shoot lightning again. Maybe
She was really interested in eating a lot. Remember, she made a big deal about all the food.
Also, she did I remember kind of perk up when I mentioned the warehouse full of stuff.
I don't understand
I
how
don't
she got
know.
here, right? Like,
I don't know if that
So-
means anything or not.
so like
She apparently never went to Warehouse Planet.
So she was in Wilson City, and
Mhm.
she went through the gate, and then she was on that platform,
Hmm.
and then of all of the other platforms there for her to go through, she went through the big one, went all the way down the long road to the next platform, and then she picked this one out of the 7 on that platform.
I
That
mean,
seems-
we
that
don't
seems
know if
weird.
she came here first.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the warehouse is one of the other gates on the same platform that goes to this planet.
Yep.
So if she
True.
could freely go back and forth between in the gate, I don't know why she wouldn't have checked out all of the other 7 gates, including the one that goes to the warehouse.
Then she would have showed up on the kitty cat planet.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
she's just not that smart.
Well,
She
just seemed
found
like
herself a sweet deal and didn't want to move along.
yeah, but like it's the same thing we found that, or maybe when she came through, she couldn't go back. Maybe she's just a filthy liar. Maybe she can't turn the gate back on at all. She came here and she was stuck here just like we
Mhm.
are.
Then how did the gate get turned back on?
It maybe didn't. Remember, it wasn't on for us from this side when the rest of our crew came through. So
Mm.
it's on the other side.
It only seems to need to be on the sending side, not on the receiving
Yeah,
side.
it's just not on here. So that sounds terrible because that means that there's maybe no way to turn it back on, and I don't like that idea.
Yeah, that's no bueno.
All right, Cassidy, what I think you need to do is take the magic rock, go to all these people around here, and see if any of them are Fringeworthy other than Pythia. And because I'm thinking that like maybe it's being Fringeworthy, which is what makes you immune to her powers. And then check and see if these other guys are Fringeworthy. Because if so, jackpot, that's awesome. We got a bunch more Fringeworthy people, which we need. Then I'm gonna go to the cave and look at all the diagrams on the walls, see if I can figure out what they mean. Maybe the ball in my head will help me with that. Because the other thing is we need to know how the gates work. If we know how the gates work, then one, we don't need rows, and two, that's super valuable because we're gonna run in more gates. And if we get into like the situation we had before with the giant worm and the gate went off, we'll be able to turn it back on, which is what we want. So those are our two big priorities right now. Find out how to make the gate work. Find out if more of these people are Fringeworthy. Then we figure out what to do next. Because if these people are Fringeworthy and we can figure out how the gate works, then I'm probably fine with leaving Rose here to rot in the past.
And that's fair if we could figure it out.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan.
Yep. So
At least for tonight.
I would hope that you're not going to abandon myself and my people.
We're going to take you with us if we can.
Yeah, that's the other thing that I think we should do, and Sadie will basically turn to the assembled crew. So I'd like to sit down and explain to Pythia how the fringe paths work and basically where we're from, so that when we ask her if she and her people want to go with us, she knows what that means. Is that okay with you guys? You think it's a good idea?
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what Sadie will do during the evening while eating dinner and hanging out in the cave. She'll explain how there's when you go through the gate, there's like a big circle, then there's a long road.
We'll come back
then
to
there's
that.
another circle.
Let's come back
stuff.
to that.
I'm going around the rock and go boop boop boop.
You're gonna check everybody.
Boop, boop,
Bob's gonna look in the cave. What's Chloe gonna do?
Cave is busy. Do the people here? I know Pythia speaks English. Do the other people speak English?
No, they do not.
I think then I'll probably help out with the cave too.
The people do seem rather nice, and they do bring food, and one of them plays a small harp, and you get music with dinner, which is nice. It's nothing you're used to, for
Actually, you
sure.
know what? I'll try and get to know the people. I'll see how well I can get to make friends with them without language. I have pictures.
You have pictures. Yes, you can definitely easily do that. But like I said, between your knowledge of music and art, it'll gel really quickly. Because there are folks there who are sculpting, and they're trying to continue with obviously what their lives were with what little they have to keep from going crazy, stranded on an island. And so there's rudimentary pottery going on to store things in. Not really painting per se, because it wasn't a thing then, but weaving as well to keep their clothes fixed, and in general, things like
Yeah.
that. So you can definitely see the pride. They try to show you because you walk around like interested. They're like, no, sit down. They make like sit down. And they'll show things to you, and you understand a word they're saying, but it kind of conveys itself pretty well. These are the stitches. These are how these work. This is how
Yeah.
we fix the pot.
I think Lola probably has enough basic supplies to be like, hey, here's some stuff to make your life easier. Like I imagine she probably has like a little repair kit with needles in her little pack. And like some fire starters to help get the pottery a little bit hotter.
Oh yeah, well, they're definitely some kind of god to them. So she can cast fire from her hand. Look at the needles she's given us. They are small and they're made of metal. It's amazing. There's no bone in them. How are they made of metal?
Also
And the
gonna write
food,
a
this
note
chocolate
to
stuff, it
get
is
more
amazing.
needles.
What is this lip balm they have tons of?
We give them all Ray-Bans.
That's not weird or anything.
Boop, boop,
Strange.
boop, 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 boop,
Okay,
boop,
you're
boop,
checking through people. It's going to take a while to check all of them, but over the course of the rest of the evening, you go by every single person and you get no designation that they're Fringeworthy. And the
So
person who
just
registers is
Pythia.
Pythia. And okay, Brennan, so you're sitting Pythia down to explain to her exactly about the Fringe Pass from what you know. So
Yeah.
kind of give me a rundown of what you want to explain.
Generally, at a high level, Sadie will explain because she's never been through the portal. So she'll explain, like, when you go through, you're standing on this big circle. It's like you're under an open sky. It's full of stars. It's floating sort of in void. And that there's more portals there. When you go through them, they lead to other roads, and the roads are very long. And I'll explain they're maybe several days walking to go all the way down the road. Then you find another circle and it will have more discs, just like the one that you saw, and those discs lead to other places. And every place is a different world, just like this one. But they're all different. They have different kinds of people and different kinds of cultures, and some of them are less. No, some of them have less technology and machines, and some of them have more technology and machines. We're from a place that has good technology and machines, but we know that there are places that have better ones than we have that are still yet to discover. And she will try to explain a little bit about what their world is like, that it has these amazing, their city is much larger than the one that is here, and there are buildings that are 100 times as tall as this, but they are still just buildings. They are like any building that you have here, just much bigger, and that sort of thing. So explain the wonders of the modern world, but in a way that tries to keep it clear that they are still simply things that people have made. And that one of the great things about being able to go through the discs onto the fringe paths is that you can find new places and people and things that you've never seen before and try to understand them, and sometimes get into a lot of trouble like we have here. But I'll also explain to her how guns work, because she's going to see that in action.
Mhm.
That this is a weapon, that it is a machine, just like other machines. Like it is sort of like a bow, but it throws a very small piece of metal very, very fast, and it will kill someone if it hits them.
So she is trying to take it all in as best she possibly can. It's a lot to deal with in
Yeah, I
a short
explained
amount of
it
time.
the lowest possible terms that I can get at it. It throws the thing at you, and it will hurt if it hits you. It might kill you. I'll show her a
Powerful bow.
flashlight. Yeah.
It's a ballista.
And it's very, very loud.
Okay, I see. Understandable. So it sounds to me that you are politely saying that you are demigods. You are the children of the elder race, the Pythia's children, like I am. They speak through you. You have some of their ability in you to walk these paths to see the portals. My apologies.
That
And
is
so
something that is special about us. Yes,
maybe that
that we
is
share.
why. Maybe that's why Rose was worried about me. All this time. I felt I was different. How I could see the portal and no one else could. The black disc. The portal, you call it.
Mm-hmm.
And our followers, they believe me. They can't see it. But they believe that I can. And the voice across the void explained that it would be hard to understand. But you've given me much more hope.
Well,
If they do send some men with spears, that will be beneficial to us. When we go to the city, I can tell you where to go. There are plenty of ways into her palace, the palace. Hopefully, it'll be just the palace when you're done. And I can direct the men, the army, the military, a different direction to hopefully throw off her forces and maybe split them as best as possible. I'm no grand military planner, but it seems to be the best thing for us to do.
yeah, it does sound like it makes sense. I think the only thing that I really want to make sure that you understand is that I know a lot of things that you don't know, and I can do things that none of you can do, but it's only because I have learned those things. And there's nothing that I could do or know. And all of the machines that I have, there's nothing that we have that you also couldn't know and learn with time. And there's no machine that we have that you couldn't also build with time. We're not any different than you. But we'll share this risk with you. But I want you to understand we can get killed just like you.
As can all demigods, but your humility does you well. I will speak to my people before they rest for the night, as I see that they're very excited about your friend Lola and the wonders that she carries. Maybe tomorrow will be the best day they've ever experienced. It could be their worst. But I have faith. I've always had faith. And it seems that waiting has really worked out in the end for all of us. And she just sighs the sigh of like, I have way too much information in my head, and I don't know how to explain to people who will not get this.
Yep. And
I'm
Sadie
going
will
to
go
phrase
back
it in
to
smaller words.
I go back to the group and I'm like, guys, I keep trying to set expectations, but I don't think it's working. Like I keep telling her we're just like people. She just doesn't accept it. Oh, it's okay.
I
You
mean,
know, we spent. Oh, go ahead.
I tried to with the telling her that maybe it didn't mean gods because we are not gods. Um, but she has a deep-seated faith in the space aliens.
So yeah, I think our only I'll convey to the rest of the group what she said about her plan for the next day. Like, they attack someplace that we can sneak into the palace and maybe get to Rose. Uh, I'm hoping that maybe she has some kind of device on her, like a key, maybe something like the thing that Cassie carries around, the gem.
Make me an idea roll.
Yeah, all right. Oh, that didn't work. Try again. There we go. I rolled a 17.
Okay, fantastic. So you're thinking about it out loud as you're talking, and you realize that you remember seeing her hands, and she had those thin strips of metal that ran the length of her hands. You're looking at her hand like this. You can see it come out from under the robe and run along each finger like this.
She turned herself into a Tesla coil?
But it wasn't embedded in her hands. It just ran along the top of it.
Now she's wearing like the really, really good version of the Nintendo Power Glove. Yeah, so I mean, if she has, I think if we could take her down, the devices, she may have a key or something else that we could use to get the gate open. Although, like I said, I'm a little confused about if she could get the gate open, why she hasn't gone exploring. Maybe she just considered it too dangerous.
I honestly think that she just, came to this place and was like, I'm having a pretty good time living like a goddess.
Yeah, it could be. Everybody has different needs.
I think she strikes me as that type of person. A good old Southern belle.
So I guess we'll sleep in the cave of the ancestors or whatever and see what happens.
Also, for the scene, I just want to add, I imagine Lola just like has a big blanket on and just like a bunch of pottery, like she's just laden down with things people have given her.
Oh yeah, you get lots of gifts easily.
You're like, oh, well, I got pillows for us.
Pillows, handmade blankets. It's not really that cold out here either in the middle of the Mediterranean, and what you're guessing is probably fall. On to Chewie, who's actually been working through this way through the cave. Yeah, you're looking at the drawings and etchings, and the words make sense. And and it's basically it's a note
All right.
for people like you, for walkers who are reading this.
Walkers.
Yeah.
All right.
For walkers who are reading this, this is how to operate the pylons and what the lights mean.
I need to write this
Lit-
down.
Yeah. And it explains to you, and I'll give you a diagram later
Okay.
on what each of the lights in the triangles within triangle mean,
Mhm.
and where the access port is to open up to affect any damage or other items as well.
I'm now a gate mechanic.
But the tools it references you've never seen or
Oh.
heard of before.
Oh.
I'm not going to try and reference what they are. That will take too long. But
All right. So
The
our next
dingle
objective
hopper.
is to find a fringe gate toolkit.
but
All right.
it does explain primarily that when you take the key, the crystal keys, it reference the crystal key, the one you have one,
Mhm.
and put it in the top slot
Mhm.
on the pyramid inside on the thing, it will hopefully operate the gate for you. It'll open gates and close gates depending on and it says depending on the security value of the gate and the value of the key, it will control the gate.
Oh, so we could potentially leave here and close this gate behind us.
And depending on the color of the key, which is the security value, it will let you open and close and affect the gate to the control panel.
But it doesn't tell us how to open and close the gate from this side.
That's only talking about the pylon.
We got to use a
Does
pylon
it-
to do that.
So you write all this stuff down, I assume, just transcribe it into a notebook that we have.
Yes.
So Sadie will ask you, does it tell you what security type our key is? If it tells you like what the colors mean, what does our color mean?
Does it tell us how to decipher the security level?
What does the orange key mean? I gotta look it up.
Do we have a really good master key, or do we have like the the schlub key?
The shitty one that sometimes doesn't even open the
one-
door
the
that
one
it's
they-
actually for.
The one they give to contractors.
The
Well,
contractor key.
only
Yeah.
opens like certain
the-
doors at
we have
certain
the-
times a day.
The valet key.
Putting my bets down on. We got like a level 1 starter key.
It's one from those key in a minute machines at the Home Depot.
But were all of this because there was more than one of these crystals that we had at Earth, right? Because they took them to different places.
Yeah, they had a green and a red as well.
Oh.
They gave you the one
Mhm.
that lights up orange. Yes, for those who are playing Fringeworthy before, there is no orange key. I know.
Oh.
Yeah, they're going to ask about that in the comments. I wrote the bet. It's not in the list. But effectively, the orange key is some kind of privileged tourist key.
Privileged tourist key. What are the green and red keys?
I just put the book down. God damn it!
Yeah, when we get home, maybe we'll want to trade if the other keys
Yeah,
are better.
it's like we should get the best possible key and upgrade to it. Privileged tourist key. It's the hotel key.
The red key is listed as a commuter key. I'm sorry, computer key. And the green one is listed as a primary computer key.
Mm.
Ooh, Mike, we got a thank you, Big Dad. Thank you, Big Dad Industries, for a benevolence and a malevolence.
All right, so we'll just thank you, Big Dad. Appreciate it. It's just what you guys know who've never experienced this on a team before. Benevolence means it's something great for you guys, and so it'll be effectively a team can pick a time to use the benevolence, which will be moving a failure to a success. And a malevolence means I can make a success a failure. And I'll pick the right time to do that. Okay. Yeah, see. Someone corrected me on the color of the keys. I know, I apologize. It is what it is. I have the listing that I have here and I'm going with that. So thank you though. Appreciate it.
I am going to continue to study all of the carvings and see if there's anything else I can glean from it. Specifically, I want to know how to open the gates from this side without a pylon.
There is no instructions on that.
Well,
It references the warp, which is what you're used to. That's the rainbow color. Notice there is no rainbow color over here, but there is a black disc, which is strange because you only get black disc when there is a platform beneath it, the angled platform.
Yep.
And there is not always a pylon on the other side where there's an angled platform. You know that from your travels through those platforms. So there isn't a pylon on this side of the gate. But based on what you're reading, it looks like the gate is damaged. If it was turned off, it wouldn't have ejected you through the portal.
Right.
So Rosemary broke it with her big booty.
And you're not I mean, you might not be wrong.
It's all the racism. It just damaged the portal.
Wait. She said that she had to get something to use it to fix the gate. Maybe she has access to these tools.
Maybe. You know, the other thing I wonder is where did she get her super gadgets that she's got, like this, lightning glove and that stuff.
Maybe she spent more time going through stuff in the warehouse.
Yeah. I mean, maybe she's been there. Maybe she wasn't surprised that it existed. She was surprised we had been there.
Yeah.
That is possible.
Also, I guess we should just go spend some time there later, but assuming we get out of this jam. All right.
Okay. Anything else to do before you get some actual well-needed rest?
Nope.
All right. So, you sleep pretty well actually for sleeping on the ground. You're not expecting. Oh, actually, you guys are sleeping in the cave. That's right.
Yeah.
So it is a little chilly in the cave. The blankets do work out. You all sleep pretty well. Chloe, you have fitful dreams.
Ooh.
And you hear voices with echoes, but you can't understand what they're saying. But you've never had dreams like this before. You've had nightmares and vivid dreams, but not like this. It feels like you've gone somewhere and you keep hearing a voice talking to you, or voices talking to you, but you don't know what it's saying, or they're saying, or it's a single voice and it's multitude of voices and it's a single voice, and it keeps changing. Very confusing, but you're standing in the grass, and that's comfortable to you at least. And then you wake up at the start.
I guess I want to try and remember whatever I can from the dream. I guess just did any of the voices sound like Gerald? That would be my first guess.
No. Gerald's voice, and when he telepathically touches your mind, is thoroughly different than these felt.
I guess I'll go talk to Pythia about it if she's around.
You're awake before everyone else is in the very early morning, because that snapped you out. It sent you right out of your sleep, and you can see she's sitting out there, just rather quietly, on the ground. And her eyes open up when you walk up. Good morning.
Good morning. I had a weird dream. And I go and describe it, like hearing voices in the distance. Yep. Like it sounded like being in the field of grass was part of it too. Like that was the physical space I was in the dream.
When I have dreams like that, I know I'm touching water, but I know what you're talking about. They'll become clearer in the future.
I guess that's close enough to an explanation, but probably not useful now. So what?
You're going to have to understand it for yourself. I can only explain from what I understand from myself. You've touched part of something that's not you. All of you have. It's part of your heritage, just like it is mine. So it will explain it to you in its time.
when you say heritage, do you mean that literally? Like, are you
I,
saying we have alien ancestors? Or
I don't know. The way a demigod would be is they come from a god and an immortal. So that, and since you can see the pathways and see the disc and walk through things and carry powerful things and items that are powerful to us but may not be powerful to you. Do you see what I mean?
I
Just because you're
guess.
just because it's simple for you doesn't make it simple for us.
Hmm.
I saw you throwing fire from your fingertips last night. That was very impressive. And you terrified and amazed my people with that. But it
That
seemed
was
very
one of the
simple to
machine
you.
things again.
But it was simple to you. And after seeing and talking with you, all of you, I wouldn't say it's changed my view of everything, but it makes it clearer. What is simple to you is not simple to me, but maybe what is simple to me, like understanding your dreams, is not simple to you. And much
That's a
like
good way to look
you,
about it at it.
your
Yeah.
like your friend Sadie said last night, um, I'll come to understand how things work. She kept going on and on about those things. She points to your handgun, the noisy, and they destroy things, and I would understand in time, and I think you'll understand in time.
No, I guess I'm gonna get breakfast, but I guess I should just add that honestly, I don't know how half the stuff works. Like I think she holds holds out the pistol. Like I could not explain to you how this works.
She's waving around.
Like there's a lot of knowledge that I think is just shared across humans as a group. But anyway, we should probably eat because I think we're gonna have a busy day.
Yes, I believe we will. Hopefully, the ships will arrive. It was daylight when they arrived, so it'll be within the next hours or so. So you go off to eat. Everyone else wakes up. You look cold from sleeping in the cave.
Nothing a nice hot cup of coffee won't fix.
You can definitely get hot water from them, or actually, you can just go put your kettle on the fire. Which to make them go, what?
Dehydrated coffee pellets.
And they've never smelled this before, so I'm sure it's a vile brew. I don't know what that is, but the gods drink it, so it's their ambrosia, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to know. I'm not touching it. It smells like death. But they'll watch. Of course they'll watch, like, wow. And she's doing that and she's drinking it. It's some kind of potion of strength. It's a potion of strength. Yeah, it's a potion of strength. You don't understand what they're talking about, but they're excited and nervous at the same time. It's the best part of waking up. Oh wait, is that
That's
too old?
Folgers. This is probably
Yeah.
Taster's Choice.
So quality is about the same.
Instant coffee. So
Yeah,
Little
we're like this ambrosia sucks. I want the good stuff when we go back home.
all right.
little
So
crystallized coffee.
we have
nuggets.
I guess we have a talk uh with Pythia, and she explains to us, like, here's the secret way into Rose's sanctum sanctorum. Is that the idea?
Right. She's going to show you. She's going to explain to you the path along the docks to take, and how to get back in through back alleys and whatnot.
Great.
And hopefully, there won't be people there to set off the alarm. She'll probably pull them once she sees the boat coming. They'll be pulled back into the city.
Hopefully we'll
Unless she
find Gerald on the way in.
unless she's going to sacrifice them, then that could be really bad. I hate to see that happen.
Pythia, I don't think we ever asked you specifically. Are you the only one who could see the disc?
As far as I know,
You've
I'm the
never
only
met
one.
anyone else who could see.
I have not.
Bummer.
I have been told it's unique. And even the Pythia before me could not see it, but she led our people in the ways of the past.
Are there stories about someone who could see it in the past?
There have been other Pythia who can see it.
Okay.
I'm not the only one, but only one alive.
And you never touched it.
No, we weren't allowed to. We could see it. It was a sign we weren't to touch it.
Wow, you are a very strong-willed person.
I could feel it though when I stood near it. When the disc appeared, I could feel it. It made the hair on my arm stand up.
You said when the
It
disc appeared, is it not always there?
it is not always there. It has a mind of its own, as we expect from the voices from the void and the Pythia beyond.
So,
It has its own
like,
will.
So
how often is it there? Like, does
Yeah.
it come and go, or does it like every moon, or like, once a week?
I don't think the timing is on a cycle like a moon. It comes and goes. It can come and go multiple times a day. It can come and go within several days. It can come and go within a month.
Has it done that since Rose came, or has it always been gone since she came?
Oh, it has come and gone since she has been here twice that I remember.
Was it always there before she came, though?
Yes and no. According to history, there was a time when it wasn't seen for many years. But the Pythia and the people could not see it, and then when one would show, one would be seen, it'd be born, and then it would be seen repeatedly throughout their entire lifetime. I remember the gate from my childhood all the way until Rose came, and then it seemed to blip out of existence for quite a while.
All right. I guess we wait for our ride.
Yeah, actually, several hours later, as the sun's up in the sky finally, one of the people comes running back from the cliff's edge to tell you that there's a boat on the horizon and it's coming fast, and it's a longboat ship, not a boat. So a naval person would slap your thing of calling this thing a boat. And so, of course, they encourage everyone to go look because it'll hopefully make it come faster by staring at it. And do you guys go and look at it, or are you going to wait for them to show up?
Well, I mean, we know we're leaving, so I guess we'll go down to the beach.
Eventually, you see it round the bend in the rocks, and it is a lot bigger than the one you guys worked on earlier. Just the other day. It's much larger. You're guessing about 20 or so rowers on each side, and if it's two, that'd make quite a few people on that boat. It's massive in comparison. They're not dressed in anything special. From what you can see from here, there's no gleaming armor or anything like that you expect from movies you watched. But they're definitely making a lot of noise as they're coming into the beach. And when they arrive, that ship is magnificent. You've never seen anything that like it. To realize it's hand built. We're so used to machines making things for us, but to look at this thing handcrafted and made, it's beautiful. Painted beautifully. There's a bull on the front, on the bow. It's just phenomenal. And obviously, a captain gets down with a couple of assistants, and he marches right past you to the Pythia, and he speaks to her. To hear him say, "We've arrived. This is our edict from the king. Blah 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 blah. We're yours to command, Pythia. What do you need?" She explains to them the plan you guys made and what the problem is, and he looks back at you and says, "They're exalted ones. They're demigods." And he looks just kind of stunned and like,
Coffee?
you offer him liquid. He looks very confused. but he keeps his composure and walks over and he accepts the coffee from you, even though it smells awful to him. Looks at you.
Drink. Also, he can't understand us at all, can he?
No, he can't. But he gets the motions. And he takes the cup. It's hot. Hot metal cup. Metal cup. He puts the coffee to his lips and he drinks some and he makes a face you've not seen on a human being in a long time. It goes from the warm liquid to what is that? Caustic coffee, no sugar. So strong. And he's wincing and he's trying not to look sick. He's trying not to look bad in front of the demigods who have given him some liquid. And he makes a smile and hands it back.
Mm-hmm. Can't start the day without it.
He turns around and he marches to the Pythia and Chewie. What do they do? Are they trying to poison me? Was I bad? Was I doing something wrong?
Yes, indeed. We are trying to poison you, mister.
Of course, that just scares me even more. Because you speak his language all of a sudden.
Yep.
No offense. No offense. Please, no offense.
It's an acquired taste.
I understand.
They probably eat garum here. I mean, so
yeah, that tastes awful to you guys. So whatever. It's all a matter of where you're from. Try drinking oyster sauce without food. Just drink it raw.
Oof.
And yet
I'm imagining that he made the face I make when I drink an IPA.
Oh yeah, that's a good example. Are my eyes bulging? What's going on?
Yes. Bat urine. Ugh.
Whew. Yes. So they offer to get you onto the boat and they usher you there. Again, not like movies, just it seems really thing. And the men who are rowing it, they are not downtrodden. These are very strong guys. You can see their equipment that's being held on the boat, and there are definitely weapons, and there's enough weapons for all of them who are rowing. So, unlike the other boat, there are no slaves here. And once everyone's aboard, and she has left her people behind, but she's going with you because she's afraid for their lives. These soldiers are enough. They're designed to risk their lives, not the potters over there, or the rug weavers. We don't want to get them killed.
Save
we don't
the
kill
artisans.
We don't kill the artisans. No. These men are here to do that. That's their job.
On the journey, Sadie is going to explain to the captain, with Chewie's help, how to use binoculars.
Right.
Because they will help him as he approaches the coast to see what's going on. I guess Chewie also has binoculars if you just want to show him how to use yours, but like Sadie will suggest like we should let them use our binoculars. I'm sure that would be useful.
As this is before Archimedes, this is amazing technology to him or amazing magic to him. Look through these. Oh. So after the initial shock of 2 minutes of that, he's trying to ignore you and work with those who are showing him special things. As you're chugging down your
a
fifth
very
cup of
special
coffee.
thing I showed you.
Once you explain it to him too, he understands how they work.
So I also don't remember what the answer to this question was. Did we end up having anyone who brought a solar charger with us to charge the batteries of our devices?
I don't know. I don't think anyone has it on their list.
I
Would
don't
someone like to
think
pay some
so.
PowerPoints to have that happen?
Sure. I never spend PowerPoints. I'm sure I won't need any today.
Mhm.
Someone wants to sacrifice 2 PowerPoints, you can have 1 solar charger.
I'll do that.
All right, there you go. So you did pack one of those in the bottom of your bag.
Great. So the reason I ask is because now we have walkie-talkies. and that could be useful.
Yeah.
So you'll charge those on the trip over.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So it takes several hours, like I did before, to get there. And you're inside of the island by late afternoon, mid to late afternoon. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Mid afternoon. So like 3 o'clock. Okay. All right. And as you're getting closer, you're not seeing any activity at the city. No archers like Pythia had thought. No fires. Nothing. No ships coming in and out of port. No people anywhere.
This place is weird.
That's a little concerning.
The captain is just as concerned as you guys.
What do you
What is
see?
going
What do
on?
you see in the binoculars?
There is nobody there. It is abandoned. Right, yeah,
Abandoned?
that's not possible. They were just there yesterday. I mean, she's pulled her people back into the city. That could be very dangerous. The way you've all described her, she's probably willing to sacrifice everybody.
Can we ping Gerald?
Gerald was waiting for he was sitting on one of the pylons at the docks as you were leaving, eating a fish. You don't see him there when you pull up. You know that you only reach Gerald telepathically only within several yards. Almost like a human voice.
Well, he knows this is where we'd be coming back to. So if he was trying to find us, he would be watching the docks. So we'll see if he shows up.
Okay, yeah, you guys pull up. Everyone gets out of all the soldiers put their armor on and they get their spears, and you get out of the boat, and there's still nobody. It's just creepy weird.
I don't like this at all.
So a few minutes later, you see Gerald run up, and he looks emaciated. His fur looks mangy and kind of oily, and he looks like he's lost maybe 8 pounds. It's really,
Gerald.
really skinny.
We've only
Gerald,
been
what
gone for a
happened to
couple of
you?
days.
Yeah.
Where have you been? It's been months.
What?
What?
That's a good place to go on break, I think.
Oh, you're so
Hmm.
mean. Mean. All right. I'll be back.
All right, we'll see you guys in about 10 minutes.
No.
right. Hello, everyone. We're back. Sorry for the long break. We were checking some things because someone had a question about equipment, and I want to make sure I got it right before we came back. So I wasn't wasting your time with it. So, when last left a few minutes ago, the group had come back to the dock after being gone for a day or so, and Gerald runs up looking all haggard and hungry and kind of oily and slimy with mange, maybe you can't really tell. And he's, where have you all been? You've been gone a month.
We've
Do
been gone for one day.
Oh no, it's been a, hold on. You feel him touch your mind? Oh. Oh, that is not good. She's been taking people from the lower city in, and and I think the best way to put it is feeding on them.
Oh.
Remember the black things on her legs?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're gone now. They look normal. I think whatever she was doing that to her. And so now people have either fled or run away. She has some soldiers in the main part of the Do you have some food? I am starving.
Sure.
Yeah, eat. I
Of
think
course we do.
she pulls out some. Lola pulls out some rations.
Oh,
I'm
Whatever the
sure we've got
meatiest
at
ones
least
are.
one tuna ration.
you guys really Doc really smells like rotting fish. You know, he just like, oh, this place is really MF'd up. And the captain and the soldiers are like, this is very confusing. There should be hundreds of people out here.
I think we
And you
have
have a
to
cat.
go.
And you're feeding a cat. What
I
are we
think-
doing?
I think we're gonna have to go fight a big bad.
Yeah, let's
Mhm.
Parthia says, what is all this? Why are you feeding a cat?
This is
Where
our
are all the
pet.
people at?
He's our friend.
so how do you how do you want to explain that, Lola? Like the time thing.
I guess we just say it. Okay, Pythia. You know how weird, whatever demigods. This cat's also a demigod.
Oh.
Hey, Gerald, can you say hi to Pythia?
He looks up. His face is covered in food. Hi. Whoa. Um. Uh. Strange things come. Strange days. Strange things come. Understand. Hello.
So that's why
Greetings.
we're talking to the cat. You know, you can catch up. You can talk together later.
She turns to the captain. It is a magical beast friend of theirs. Do not worry. He will not hurt you. It's a little scraggly cat.
I think so. I mean, I guess the best way to say it is that she used some kind of weird magic to make time go faster here. So it's been much longer.
You know, she said that she was going to fix the portal for you. Remember when she said that, right? I was there when she said it a month ago, and when we were eating with that's such good food too. I missed the lunch. I heard the villagers that she was doing from the village. They were mentioning that she was doing something in the square by the Palace of Remembrance in her palace, and so I hurried to see what it was because I haven't seen you for a week at that point, and I couldn't take a boat across, and I couldn't. I figured you were all dead, so I wanted to see what was happening. Maybe I can go home that way at least. And typical cat. And so I saw her fire some kind of light out of her hand at the place where the gate was where we came through. And the portal appeared. And there was an explosion. And the disc faded away. But the temple was damaged. There was fire where people died. And she just didn't care. But the portal reappeared. I saw it.
But then it disappeared again.
After she attacked it, and then she consumed some people. And I don't know how she was doing it, but people talked about it.
Did you say consumed?
Well, that's what they said. I didn't see it for myself because I didn't want to be consumed. Oh, this food is so good.
Aren't there any like rats or mice or anything around here that you could catch?
They all died.
Oh, that's bad.
I've been handling what scraps I can find, and I've learned that I should not eat turnips. That was not pleasant.
All right. So we know how to get into the palace theoretically, provided that that way is still open. So I say that we go and carry on with our original plan and see what we can do.
I agreed. Lola, can I ride in your backpack?
Yeah,
I'm really
hop on.
tired. It's like pick me up,
Uppies.
All right.
and you pick him up, and he is all just skin and bones.
Oh, poor kitty.
I'll have to get you some more of the tuna when we get back to the other side.
That'd be great. Is there more in the bag I can eat while I sleep?
Well, he's
Eat
sleeps.
while you sleep.
Go eat whatever you find.
Oh, oh, it's warm. This is nice. I'm a probably the first good sleep he's gotten in a month. He is just out.
Well,
By Thea, well, we're gonna go with the plan, I guess. Still,
I unshoulder my rifle. Yep, let's go.
right? She turns and tells the captain that we're gonna go this way. We're gonna do this. If you see the guards, attack them. Try not to kill everybody, but just threaten them and make them not do anything. They're gonna deal with the Rose.
Yeah, do not go anywhere near the Rose.
She says not to go anywhere near the Rose. We understand. He turns and tells his men, "This is what we're gonna do," and he marches them off down the pier, and
Yeah.
they double time it. She's still there with you. I'm not going with them.
Well, I mean that's fine. You can come with us. Let's go.
And so she leads you through the back stairwells and passageways and homes at times of people. And these things, there's discarded clothing, rotten food at this point, very few signs of life. Hold on a second. I need to check one thing because Mike is an idiot. I can look at the stages of notes that I wrote for this story, and it's just funny to me how things have changed based on what you've done. Where is it? All right. So you come in through kitchens. You know where the kitchens were. You were there to eat. And Pythia says she should be straight through there, turn left, and then turn right and follow the main corridor back to the palace. She should be in her room where her throne is. I'm going to search for anybody back in here. Then I'll meet you there as soon as I can. Unless you want to help me, but I think if you want to confront her, you want to do that now.
Yeah, I'm hoping she's not in her throne room because that's where she'll have the most defenses. But we'll take what we can get, I guess.
What has she been eating all this time?
People.
Hmm.
Oh,
There's not a
Soylent
lot, there's
Green.
not a lot of
Actually-
prepared food here. It's Soylent Green, yes.
Yeah, Soylent Green.
There's nobody in the kitchens. There is food being made here, but none today. Nothing is rotten in here.
Hmm.
So you make your way down the passageway like Pythia suggested. She darts off and heads deeper into the servant slash citizen quarters. Obviously looking for something or someone.
Well, she had friends here, theoretically.
And you come to the side door. Where you gone to where you run to? You know where your room is. You get to that corridor. You make a left. You go straight out that door. You basically burst through. Are you gonna burst through it? You're gonna take your time and go through it
No,
slowly.
kick the door down. Kick the door down.
All right. Who's going in first?
I'll go in first.
I got your back.
Sadie runs up and kicks the door down. Door blows in, and no one's in here if you don't count the bodies on the floor.
Uh-oh.
There are about 30 desiccated bodies. They're not rotting, they're desiccated.
Is Bashua there? Or can we not tell?
You don't see it. You don't see his clothing there.
I told you this Rose lady was a vampire.
Yep, I believe you.
Mhm. I don't feel bad about shooting her anymore.
No,
Nope.
we're gonna need a stake to put it in her heart, or some garlic.
Sunlight.
Actually, is there a table leg here? Or is there a table here?
Not really, no.
Darn, I wanted to make a stake. I'm gonna keep my actually, can I spend 2 fate points for there to be some broken wood? Just to have a stake
Sure,
just in case?
Totally can. Spend away.
All right.
Worth it.
I'll tell you what. Also, if you spend another point, I'm going to give you something. It may not be pleasant, but I'll give you something. Give Lola something.
Sure.
All right, so check off 3 power points.
When you
That's right.
when you
Put-
describe it like
Put
that,
your coin in the machine and turn the candy knob. What comes out of the
What
bottom.
prize will I get today? Yes. And so as you grab that, you grab your knife and you start kind of sharpening it, you black out, and you hear the voices again from your dream, and you see
Hmm?
you can see Rose's hand like it's your hand, and you can see the metal gleaming, and you feel that something is on her wrist that you can't see through her clothes, and you watch it reach up, and this green colored, you could call it lightning or energy, leaps from her hands, flies through the air, and you see it as she looks up at where the portal is from the base of the stairs, and you see that it's open, and the blast hits it, and there's a massive explosion. It washes over her, and you feel it burn. You feel her agony, and you hear people screaming and dying. And then you come to. You guys see her actually start, and she leans forward, and she just passes out.
Whoa.
Low blood sugar.
Yeah, I'll turn her over on the floor, check her vitals.
Her heart rate's a little fast, but her eyes are in full REM. You've never seen that before.
She seems like she's not hurt. I'll tell I guess Chewy or no Lola. Keep an eye on her for a second, and we'll see if
Lola
she
is
comes
laying
to.
there.
Yeah.
Lola's the one who passed out.
Cassie, keep an eye on Lola, and I'll turn and basically check the perimeter. Just keep watch for a moment while we wait for her to recover.
The smell in this room. It's not rotting corpses like you'd expect. These bodies look like they're dry, like almost like you would call a mummy without wrappings.
Weird.
But they don't look
Gross.
like they're 4,000 years old.
They're freeze dried.
Yeah, freeze dried is a good way to put it. Only it's not cold here, but yeah.
They're probably really crispy if you chomp them.
You want to touch them?
No.
Okay. Lola, you come to after about 30 seconds. Once Sadie gets up and puts her gun, you wake up, and you're lying on your back on the floor, and the stake is still in your hands, as well as your knife.
Right. I think Lola just shakes her head and says, I think I had a vision of Rose when she did whatever she did to the portal. I'm pretty sure it's whatever's whatever's on her arm is where she's getting that power from. Also, when she tried to do whatever she was doing with the portal, I don't know, maybe it backfired or something, but that's not a wave of energy. Like it hurt her too. She got wounded pretty badly. So that's probably why she's been trying eating all these people to recover. I think Lila just holds her head some more.
Well, it's good that she can be heard. Let's see if we can find her. Could you-
Yeah,
Mike,
Can you get up?
your head doesn't hurt, but your nose is bleeding just a little bit. You feel it like, oh. Yeah, she doesn't look hurt, but her nose is bleeding just a little bit.
That's not great, but
that's something to figure out another day.
yeah, we have bigger things to fry. So if she can travel, we move.
Yeah, she can get up just fine. She's just a little shaking it off. Okay.
So
It wasn't a seizure, it was just she just blacked out.
Yeah, I had a magic vision.
it happens. Magic visions, bloody noses. So I think we need to go to the portal room.
Yeah, we should go to the portal room and see if the portal's there.
And if she's there,
Then we shoot her.
Yeah.
A lot.
Agreed.
we have yeah.
Yeah, we did not unfortunately bring all the grenades.
So, like I wasn't all that cool on this idea of like just, capping a old lady, but she's more than an old lady now. I think she's kind of like a monster. And in that case, I don't have any problems whatsoever. Just letting loose.
Yep.
Okay, so you guys are gonna leave the palace and head to the Palace of Remembrance, which is not a short distance.
Well, we walked it before. It's the 1st place we went.
You're walking the path in reverse. So you head out the front of the thing, out of the palace, and definitely smell smoke. Everything here feels a bit weird. You smell ozone. The hairs on your arms kind of stand up a little bit.
Think we're gonna get struck by lightning.
This is rubber boots. It's like the cartoons.
But most importantly, you all feel it's almost like you're walking through molasses and then you're not. Then you're walking through molasses and then you're not.
Time eddies.
It's like walking against waves in the ocean. A little bit of resistance, a little bit of resistance, a little more resistance, a little more resistance. Push back a little bit. What the hell?
This is like surfing, but with monsters and guns.
I don't know if you want to hang 10 here. It might not be a good idea. You walk the pathway through the square. You see people finally after getting into the square, and they're off to the side. Most of them are prostrate, looking like they're praying. What they're praying to. But when they hear you, and let's face it, you guys make a lot of noise wherever you go. You're carrying guns. You're not really being afraid at this point. You're fully geared up. They'll look up, and they look even more terrified than you remember them being before. They were scared of Rose before, and they were kind of scared of you. This is different. They look absolutely mortified. And they put their faces right back down, and they don't make a sound.
Fair enough. I wouldn't.
Yep.
If I saw more demigods who I think are vampires.
Oh god, they're all the same and they're back.
Yes, mommy and mommy are fighting.
My three
Actually,
mommies and my 3 daddies are fighting.
I'm going to, from some distance in front of them, like put down some rations. I assume probably it looks like they haven't eaten for a while. Or not very well.
They don't look like they've eaten very well. They're eating, but not very well. But their skin looks dry like the dead things you saw in the palace hall.
Yeah.
They
what
need
they need is
Gatorade.
no. What they need is for us to kill her.
I mean, Brondo, the plants need it.
Get them all some Pedialyte.
Yeah, you didn't get them to sponsor the trip. That'd have been better. As you're walking through the pathways heading towards the Palace of Remembrance.
Is it like getting into an elevator full of angry bees? I mean, you
No.
brought about Brondo.
No, but the smell gets worse. The ozone gets worse. And then you get to the plaza right below where you guys first came through the portal. And standing in the center is Rose.
A shooter.
She's hold on, let me describe it before you go crazy. She's a little taller than she used to be, which is very weird. She was probably about 5'4" when you last saw her. Now she's close to 6'5". That's a
She's
little
taller
odd.
than me now.
That's definitely a little odd. That's the first thing you notice. Second thing you notice is that the garments she wears look a little burnt, and there's this huge blast radius from the temple down the stairs, everything else, and it looks recent.
I mean, it smells recent, so
And there's a slight shimmer about her that wasn't there before. And she turns to look at you, and her face is all burnt and seared and red and blackened. And she has this weird smile on her face. Oh, you came back. You weren't supposed to come back.
but you're not supposed to eat people either.
I'm ready to shoot
Ma'am.
now.
Yeah, open fire.
I press A to skip the cutscene and
Yep,
shoot her.
yep,
Yeah.
yep. There's a button in the lower left-hand corner that says attack. That's the button
Skip.
that I hit.
For all your baldur's get 3 players, there's a button on the bottom called attack. You just screw this cutscene. I'm done.
Yep.
Bam.
Done it a couple times. There's some
Yeah.
cutscenes that if you interrupt them, cool shit happens.
Yes. I did this at Tollmaster. That was one of my favorite ones to do that too. I'm not giving you more money. Shut the fuck up.
I'm not really very optimistic about shooting her working, but I'm going to try it.
Yeah.
Okay, since it's a surprise round technically, and she doesn't really care, you're not sure. I'll let all of you roll. Are you going to use automatic fire? How are you going to handle this?
Yeah, auto fire.
You just dump your clip into it.
Yep.
Oh, this will be really interesting.
Now I'll give her the burst. Short controlled bursts, Hudson.
Nope.
I have a shotgun. I'm not that good. I'm just
I was gonna say,
point and shoot.
Unless you guys brought me a long gun of sorts, I actually only have a pistol.
Are you better at the shotgun than I am? How good are you at shotgun?
Fire. Single target burst.
That's me.
And I think you need to dump a. Man, this game, I tell you, sometimes it makes sense and like, who wrote this thing?
Auto fire, page 142.
Yeah, I'm looking at it, but it talks about burst fire. It doesn't talk about holding the trigger down. Single
Yeah, I mean,
target,
basically, auto
burst.
firing is sort of like burst fire, but you just state the number you're shooting is the entire clip. Yeah, auto fire is 142. So right there, let's see.
A single target burden increase by 40%. Auto fire by 40%. Okay, what that's going to do is increase your chance to hit by 40%.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
How many shots are being fired?
All of them.
And attack rolls will normally.
And then
if you fail this roll, you're an idiot. Number of shots fired. Okay,
and after you hit, you basically roll randomly to see how many bullets of the bullets that you shot hit.
All right. So let's start with Chewy. So rifle plus 40%.
All right, rifle. Where the hell is it on my sheet here? Oh, it's down here. Okay, so
Bottom.
I got a 96% to hit. I rolled a 20 even.
All right. You definitely hit. So roll a. I think the clip size is 30, right?
Yes.
So roll a d30.
I have a D30. I got 21.
All right, so 21 shots will hit. That's great.
Ow.
Well, it is one target. If it was multiple targets, it wouldn't be so bad.
Yeah, don't be shot.
On the first attack, they will achieve a special critical success. Yada yada yada. I'm not having you roll for all the separate. Roll 21 separate attacks. All right. So you're gonna roll a lot of damage. So it's 2d6 plus 2, I believe, for each shot, right?
I don't know.
That is what the M4 does, so it's probably that.
Yeah, it's all assault rifles do the same kind of damage, I believe.
There you go. It's 2d6 plus 2, range 90, ammo 30.
2d6 plus 2. You really want me to roll this that many times?
Trying to figure out. There's no short way of doing it, which is weird.
You might be able to do it in Google.
You could roll it once and multiply it by 21 or whatever it is you hit. That would be easier.
100
You know what? Hang on a second.
64.
Okay, 164 points of damage.
Yes.
Presuming she
Oh.
has no armor.
Fantastic. Oh, you think she has no armor? You missed that slight shimmering thing around her that I mentioned briefly.
That's
So
what I
you
figured.
just-
I knew
you
she
just-
had a goddamn force field.
And mind you, you're holding onto that gun and it's just kicking nonstop as you're just like,
No.
we'll get to everyone else is firing at the same time too. So, Brandon, why don't you roll me to hit?
Sure.
Knew it.
I rolled a 37, which is well under what I needed to hit.
Mhm.
I shot 4 shots. Let me roll a d4. Oh, I have to use the correct syntax to roll this.
Good old die roller.
I only hit her with 1 bullet.
Oh, well, bummer.
That's how it goes sometimes. Let me roll it.
I'll have that total in there.
And it won't let me roll the
It just
way I
means
want to,
less,
so I'll just
less bullets are going to bounce back and hit you, is what.
8, 9, 10. I rolled 10 damage.
Animal shooting.
I only have a pistol, so I feel like that would not be wise.
Okay, so Cassie's not shooting.
I mean, actually, I probably should shoot her. I'm a shooter.
I like just the cinematic look of like it's just a line of us all standing there,
Mhm.
smoke billowing up.
Yeah, I'm gonna add that to my mental vision for the opening credits for the game.
I got 62. Which misses.
Okay, there you go. You just Chewy, Vernon, ting ting ting, Cassidy. I'm gonna shoot just because no, I didn't hit. Okay, and Lola.
Do you want us to roll on the Dice Tray channel or the Fringeworthy channel?
It doesn't matter.
I'll do it in
Whatever.
the Fringeworthy. Ooh, that's a 5.
Okay, let's see. What's your critical? If that's not a critical, it's a special success.
It's a special success.
All right. So
Let's see. It depends on the range. What range are we from her?
shouldn't be more than 60. She only 50 feet away.
Okay,
So-
then it's 1d6 because shotgun's less good at long range.
Right.
Yeah, but I think the number that you have for range is in meters. I remember. Yeah, so your range number is in meters. So 50 feet is I don't know how many meters that is 22 meters or something.
Yes, you're
20
not.
meters.
You shouldn't
So-
be that far away.
2d6. Does special have any specific thing it does
Okay,
on?
allows you to add things. Let me just try and get those up. Hang on a second. Problem with this game is I have to open multiple
We're
charts, and I
learning.
forgot to do that. Well, I have to open multiple charts to look at that, which is also annoying.
We're learning and we don't shoot things very often.
It's true.
And we shouldn't shoot things very often because things get really bad.
No, I can think of a lot of things we should have shot probably that we didn't shoot. So Maybe we need to shoot things more.
Okay. So special successes and damage. Uh-huh. Okay. It should say on the actual item what kind of special damage it does. So let me go to your sheet real quick and take a look.
It's not on the it's not on the sheet itself. But I need to pull up the actual document.
Actual character sheet. Oh, well, this system, I swear. Sometimes I really wish I had not used this system. Well, dang it. Okay, hang on a second.
And I am pulling this up too.
Different kinds of weapons, different kinds of things, yada, yada, yada. How we get to a chart that shows me which one it is. Except forbid.
Yeah, Sadie's dad taught her how to use an M4, and he was always very insistent that auto fire wasn't a very good idea.
Okay, impaling. What does impaling mean?
Well, is your name Vlad? It's
I mean, I carved out a steak. You know, I was ready.
You put the stake in the shotgun. Like put the
you
lime in the coconut.
undersling the stake, so you can use it like a bayonet.
Let's stick that in there, and okay, impaling. I know it's just there. Here it is. Hang on a second. All right, impaling damage. Fun. Impaling. Special success with a pointed or a thrusting weapon impales and creates impaling damage, piercing deep within the flesh and potentially striking internal organs. That makes sense for a shotgun.
Internal organs.
Yeah, bullets
Okay,
are impaling
cool.
damage.
Anyway,
The weapon's damage is doubled. There you go. The
all right.
modifier is not doubled. Don't add the modifier twice.
I don't have a modifier. All right, so I roll 2d6. Roll d6 again. So that's 6 damage total, which gets doubled to 12.
Mhm.
Cool. I'm gonna stake this vampire with many small little pieces of metal.
Okay, so just for reference, Chewie unloads his entire clip into this monstrosity. Rena takes 4 careful shots.
Yeah.
Cassidy completely misses, and Lola gets up with a shotgun and actually looks like she may have done some serious damage. However, the sound of the bullets impacting something hard in front of her, as you see them stop, especially Chewie's, because it's a full-on burst of 21 shots, and they just stick in front of her.
Just Matrix style.
Just like the Matrix. And a couple of them get through. One of Brennan's shots gets through, and Chloe's shot gets through. And she stumbles backward, but everything Chewie threw at was held up by the shield.
Whoa.
Trust me, I had a number in my head, and the 21 shots made a huge difference. But you see the shield and the bullets collapse to the ground, and she looks really angry. And she gets a little smaller when you guys do some damage to her. You can see as she turns to you, her legs are black again, blackened towards the bottom. There are little stripes coming from her legs, and her hands, where the metal isn't, is grayish, almost like stone. And her face actually looks like it healed a bit from that damage.
What on earth did you find out there that you brought here with you?
Sadie will say, "Scatter, get behind cover," and she'll jump off to the side behind whatever's convenient.
Okay.
That's a good idea.
So she, of course, looks right at Chewie, and her right arm comes up, and you see it glow a sickening green look.
Oh, I dive for cover.
And she lets loose with this blast of energy. And so I believe you're gonna make me a dodge roll, Chewie.
Dodge. I have a decent dodge, as I recall.
Better have a dodge.
Where it is on the sheet here. Combat.
In the combat section.
52. I rolled a 78.
Ooh, you want to spend some power points?
Yes, I want to spend some power points.
You want to spend it to a critical?
How many power points do I got to spend to survive this?
6 points to a success. Another 6 points to special success. Another 6 points to go to critical.
What's a special
So-
success do for me?
Not really much.
Then I'll just go for regular success.
Okay. So dodge success is going to take a percentage off her chance to hit. Okay. Going over the chat to rogues.
Yeah. It's all tiered. So like if she gets a success
Oh,
and you get a success, then it's a nothing. So, but if she got a special success, then your dodge would need to be a special success,
I see.
right?
I see.
Otherwise, you just reduce for her from special success to regular success.
Well, I rolled an 85, so that's not a success at all.
All right.
So not good. Not good for her. Really good for you. But that blast, and it hits the ground. You jump out of the way and hits the ground next to you, just tears through the stone and through the wall, and it's a smoking mess. And it just smells like rotting flesh.
Wow.
Gross.
And rotting flesh
Nurgle
and
laser.
rotting flesh and ozone.
All right, die for cover.
Everyone, make me spot rolls.
Spot roll.
Hey, I have that skill.
See,
Me
what I'm
too. I'm glad I trained it.
what I'm curious about is if using that made her weak. Oh,
I
I just missed it. Oh,
I got a 12.
I got.
I made it.
I got a
So
59.
I made it.
I failed. I was looking
Okay.
for cover real fast.
Those of you who made it, you see when she does. You're watching. You're already out of the way because you both made a point of getting out of the way first while she attacked Chewie, and you see when she does that, her face sinks in,
Yeah.
and she breathes, and she does it, and it comes back out a bit, but the grayness on her hands darkens, and her eyes definitely get more sallow.
Oh, we didn't roll hit locations on her. Did it matter?
No, you're hitting the shield,
Okay.
and since she has another ability that will also go off because of the way powers in this stupid combat system, it will be Lola who has to make a check. So, yeah, I know. Guess what? You have to make a certain roll that you don't know. You don't actually know it's on your sheet, but it actually is on your sheet. If you look at your Google Sheets version of your sheet, if you scroll down, I added something to it on the point sheet. Scroll down to mental skills, and you'll see under psychotherapy there is one listed as special 1 and special 2. Would you please roll special 2?
Oh, okay. Special 2.
Need to add skills to people's character sheets in white font on white background so they can't see them.
Also, Mike, I feel like your volume went down a little bit.
Oh, it did.
Yeah.
Is that better?
Still got quite. Ooh, I got a 7.
Oh, my mic went down. Okay, sorry about that. A 7, fantastic. You actually made the roll even better. On an
Mhm.
18, you made or a 22, you made the roll. Badass. Okay, so she turns and snaps her head and looks at you, and you feel a presence come in your mind. She says, "Just work with me and deal with your friends. Shoot that piece of crap who shot at me."
Oh.
I was indicating Sadie. Do what you're told, slave. And you're like, no. And you feel the voice, it's just telling you what to do. And you can feel it closing in your mind. And you're like, no. And you snap out of it. And you know she's doing something. You know she did that on purpose. Targeted you because she thought you were weak. But you're not weak. Under that skill, we're going to change the name from Special 2 to Mind Shield.
Ooh.
I don't got.
Are you doing it?
I'm doing it right now. Hang on a second.
Okay, then I will not edit that.
Okay. That is her action for the round. Bob, I'm guessing you're reloading.
Yes, and
And how do
I'm yelling in whatever the Russian word is for reloading because that's what all the Russian guys taught me to do. But he doesn't actually know what that word means. But because he's got the thing in his head, y'all hear him yell "reloading," even though he doesn't know that's what he's yelling.
he just shouts reloading.
Yes.
Not Call of Duty, but okay.
No, because that's what the Russian guys taught him to do. When you reload, you yell this word in Russian.
That's hilarious. All right, Sadie. You hear Chewie saying reloading. You realize that she just shrugged off all those bullets.
Well, I mean, she sort
But-
of shrugged them off like something happened.
But whatever she did to Chewie and Lola definitely changed how she looked.
All right. It's time to take the risk. I'm going to run at her.
Oh shit. Okay.
I'm wondering if her thing only stops bullets or whatever.
I was
Let's-
wondering that too.
Punch her
Let's go
in the
find out.
face.
Yep. So I closed the distance, and I'm going to melee attack her if I
Okay,
can.
With your gun? With your gun?
Oh no, I'm going to kick her in the face.
Oh, okay. So you're running drop kick.
Karate
Running-
kick.
That would
I
be
don't
a,
even know if I can get to her, or if I'll like hang up in the air like those bullets did. We'll see.
that'd be a running cannonball kick for those of you who are familiar with professional wrestling.
Hell yeah.
I am an MMA fighter. Let's have it.
All right, so let's do a melee attack. She's not even gonna dodge. That's how she's like surprised that you're actually charging her because no one's done that.
All right. I have rolled a 90.
Oh.
That is not good.
Wow.
It's sadly not going to hit.
Okay, but
Can
due to
I?
Sadie's-
But I can spend some power points, as I
you sure
understand.
can.
Yep.
You can spend 6 points to get that to a success.
I feel like this is the time to do that, so I'm going to do it.
All right, so it becomes a basic success.
Okay, and I'll have to roll my own damage here because the system won't roll die threes for me. And then I'll need a die four.
That's the only problem with our chat dice spot.
So that's going to be 3, 5, 6, 7, 8 points of damage.
Okay, so as you run up and jump, you feel yourself going through something, kind of like a jellyfish. Feels weird, and you come through the other side. It's very thin. It's like, oh, that's weird. As you think mid kick, and you land a solid kick right in her stomach, and she looks utterly surprised. She goes, whoa, and falls back and falls over.
Oh, punch her
She
again.
wasn't dodging. She wasn't ready for that.
Sweet. I am ready to continue punching and kicking her.
Okay, that done. Lola, what's your plan? Sadie's on top of her kicking, so I don't think you can shoot.
Yeah, you know what? I made the stake. I'm gonna run up to her and try and stake her.
Gosh, okay. She is totally surprised by all this. She really can't defend now, but she's gonna try and dodge that because it's like, what the?
I mean, the idea that it's only protects against metal makes sense. So, all right, gonna wooden stake, I guess, melee weapon.
Melee weapon. So there you go.
That's a failure. I'm gonna spend, 6 power points because I really want to stake her.
All
Or
right,
at least try to.
all right, fantastic. Well, you're gonna hit her if you hit the success. Well, let me roll her dodge. Hang on a second. Will not be as good. Yeah. That's her dodge. So wait for her dodge again. Let me look at the sheet. Hang on a sec. Her dodge is 27. So no, she failed her dodge. So you hit.
Suck it.
All right, that's gonna do.
I think it's a D6 plus 1. It's a club.
Yeah. I think it's just D6 plus just flat D6, it looks like.
Yeah, D6. You're right.
Because I don't have
Plus is a-
strength to boost it.
no strength. Okay, then it's just a D6.
Nope. Just not. Come on, bot. Hey, a 6.
All right.
I'm a vampire hunter now.
Okay, Psychic Vampire Hunter. Yeah! And it goes right into her shoulder. Actually, you know what? You got to roll hit location for me on that, I think. That's only fair.
All right, that's a D20, I believe.
Yep, D20.
15. That is.
Hey, what a call. Right in the, it says right arm? Yeah, right arm. So right in the shoulder. All right, so bam, right in her shoulder, and she screams like someone who's never been stabbed before, like, most of us.
Oh, disabling her right arm would be awesome because I think that's where she's wearing her gizmo.
Well,
Oh,
it goes right in her right arm. This definitely disables her right arm. She's like, ah, and you hear a clinking metal as she's moving her arm on the ground in utter frustration. She can't do anything, so it's just scraping sounds like metal on cement. Cassidy, they've now run over and jumped on her, and Lola
she's
just staked
on-
her like a vampire.
I mean, are we all running and stabbing?
I guess so.
Because I can't shoot her if she's on
See-
the ground with both of you on top
see
of
if
her.
I mean, you
can-
have a pistol. Like a shotgun doesn't make sense, but pistol, if
Try
you're
and-
good at it.
Try and take her arm off. If she's got the thing in her hand, take her arm off.
Is Cassidy that kind of person who would try and slash or cut someone's arm off? I don't
I
think
don't
so.
think so. I definitely think she'd run and stab someone to protect her friends, but I don't think she'd cut arms off. That
Well,
seems a little gory for her.
The device on her right arm, whatever it is glowing through her shirt. Still.
Can I run up and attempt to pry that off?
What tool are you using to do that?
I got a knife and I got a Gerber.
There you go. Multi-tools away, and you're gonna run up and try and do it. So you're gonna make me an attack roll. You want
Okay.
a special success.
Huh?
You want a special success.
Okay.
So melee attack roll, special success.
I got a 26. Is that the brawl or is that my
That is a
Yeah.
actually you're using a knife. Technically, it would be melee.
Okay, 52 is what I have. I got a 26. So
Okay.
that's
That is
not
not a special. You'll need to spend 6 points, 6 power points to get the special success.
Okay, I can do that.
All right. So you jump down on that arm that the Lola just stabbed, and you get your knife and you stab her hand and it's just you've never done this before, and so it feels really weird. You use the tool to grab her wrist, metal on her wrist, and you use the knife to get under her finger cap, right under her tendon right here, and you hear the tendon snap with the knife, or is it the
Ooh.
metal? And the metal pries up
Yeah.
and it breaks. It's almost it's like cooking pan thin metal. And snap. And she just screams. Roll me a d6 damage.
I got Matt's bag of dice here. It's like 20 pounds. Four. Yeah, roll the 4.
Okay, that'll be just enough. You did 3 to completely disable the arm because she has bigger stats than you guys because she's loaded with other people's body energy. That's gross.
Yeah, that's
And-
rude.
And you hear the snap of the metal and the color dies down, and she begins to thrash and scream and
And I'm
thrash.
gonna
and
I'm gonna
scream.
sit on her and be like, "Where the hell did you get this? And what the fuck is your problem?"
Well, as you're all kind of sitting on her at that point, Lola's got the the stake right in her shoulder, right here. I know how that hurts. It really hurts a lot, by the way. Right there, and you're just sitting with her knee on it like that. You've got her arm down. Cassie's got her. Sadie's got her knee and foot right in her abdomen. So nothing's really pretty at this point. But you all can see as she's thrashing, there is a band of metal, the same color as the one on her arm, that runs right across her forehead. You couldn't see under her bangs before.
Mm.
And
She went fucking around in that warehouse, didn't she?
And it's glowing and sputtering, and it starts to spark. and she's screaming, "No, no, no, no!"
I feel like I want to run away from here. Like she's gonna blow.
And then her eyes start to smoke. And that's the thing we've ever seen before, and nor is it pretty to watch and to smell.
Hmm.
Whose turn is it?
That would be actually, it would be hers, but she's busy dying. Chewie,
All right.
your friends will abandon shooting, and you reloaded.
I reloaded. She's flailing on the ground now.
She's flailing on the ground, and she's screaming no.
All right. I go up and unload into her chest.
Okay, your friends are all on top of her. You
Oh,
probably
well.
want
My ears!
to, yeah, and you're right next to their heads with that thing.
Well, I push them aside and then I unload into her chest and make sure she's
Do you-
dead.
Just a question: you guys let Chewie push you aside?
I don't
Yeah,
I don't feel like this is a good idea,
yeah,
Chewie.
I think there's too much action going on top of her, and none of us can move because, of course, it's not our turn anyway. So,
Well, I'm asking if you guys are going to scatter and let him do this. He's basically saying, "I'm going to go up and shoot her in the chest. You guys want to get the hell out of my way." He's made that very clear what he wants to do.
yeah, if he's clearly going to shoot her, I will not be in the way of him shooting her. That is not
Yeah.
a thing that I want.
I actually don't want to be next to her when she dies. I'm a little afraid she's gonna blow up.
But yeah, Sadie will just step back to her,
Because
basically beside
magic.
Chewie, I guess.
And that's when Chewie sees that her eyes are smoking and smells that her eyes are smoking.
Yep.
Lola?
Well, I was thinking I want to figure out the RP decision, but I hate racism and racists. So you know what? I'm fine with this. Go for it, Chewie.
She's a monster. She's not a lady. She's not just an old racist lady. She's a monster.
I mean, old
She's-
racist ladies are
Well, sure,
kind of
but,
monster.
but this is like a real like devil monster. And
El
Chewie's-
Diablo.
Yeah, yes. Chewie is going to unload until she stops twitching, and then he's going to shoot her again.
Okay. So you finish the other clip. You're going to finish with a clip, or you just fire a burst in her chest?
I'll fire like a good half a clip into her, and
Okay.
then wait until she stops twitching, and then I'm going to shoot her some more.
Okay. Remember, she's laying on stone flag. Just it's going to be not pretty. As you and she's just thrashing now. She's not screaming anymore because guess what? But her eyes are smoking. The rest of her body starts to smoke, and it smells pretty awful. You think she's dead.
Oh, I've seen all the movies. When we think she's dead, she's going to get back up. That's when I'm going to shoot her again.
Sure. All right.
That's,
You finish the rest of the clip, or are you guys gonna let him do this?
I'm running away because I think she's gonna explode.
yeah. Sadie will
Like,
say,
Galaxy Quest.
should we get the gadgets off of her?
No, because they're going to do that to you, and then I shoot her again.
Okay. Has everyone voiced their opinion?
I mean,
I think Lola doesn't care at this point.
I'm not between Chewie and his trigger, so
Mhm.
All right. So you unload her again, and as you're doing that, the problem is she erupts in fire. There's green fire, and Chewie catches on fire from that.
Oh no.
Great.
As your
That's
boots and
why
your
I didn't
legs
wanna be
pants
next
catch
to
on
her.
fire.
Stop, drop, and roll.
So let's roll some damage here. Apply that to your feet. Come on. Did I do that wrong? Oh no, I did that wrong. It's right. It's stupid commands. Right? So, okay. Your left leg is gonna take 5 points of damage, and your right leg is gonna take 6 points of damage.
that's a lot of damage.
I don't know what that means, but
So you look at your legs,
Yeah.
and
Your
use
leg
the bl-
almost
your-
certainly doesn't have more than 5 points of
you're
damage.
using if there's a number on if flashes on numbers, you want to use the numbers on the left.
they each
So
have
it should be
5.
like- On the left.
Yes.
Okay. So you now have
They all say 5 and 5.
so you now have 2 hit points. Actually, no, 5 and 5. How many
Yes.
hit points at the bottom?
How many hit points? It says
Just
5.
say AP and then HP.
Oh, it says HP 5 and HP 5.
Yeah, each
But
leg
above
has 5 hit points.
right, and the armor value above that should be blank/blank.
Yeah, it's a 0.
Yeah, nobody has armored pants.
Okay, just making sure.
I would be
Okay.
wearing them. They just weren't in the book.
Okay, so your left leg catches fire and your right leg catches fire, and you're gonna take 5 and 6 points. 5 to your left leg, 5 to your right leg. 5 to your point, 6 to your right leg. That'll take you to 0 on both legs, I believe.
Yes.
All right, you're going to pass out
All right.
as you catch fire. I'm sure you guys are not gonna let him burn for more than a second or two, correct?
Nope.
No, yeah.
No.
Drag him and grab him and drag him backward. Is the we're in the gate room, right?
Yeah.
Is the gate back?
No.
Okay. I'd hoped maybe when she expired, whatever she was doing to suppress it would go away. Yeah, would drag Chewie back out of the room and I guess to a safe distance, whatever that seems to be.
As you get to the door leading back into the palace, Pythia and oh my God, Pashua are there, and Pashua looks like emaciated
Pashua,
senior
you're
senior
alive!
zombie, and she's half carrying him, and she's looking at Chewie like, "Oh God, oh no."
And we're waving them
Is
back
is he
like
is he is he
back
is
up.
he is he dead? And Rose continues to burn with that green fire for about a minute or two, and then it slowly fades away.
Right. Well, I don't wait a minute. I get right to work on Chewie. I'm a paramedic and he
Right.
is definitely injured.
Oh look, we can use the healing rules.
Hmm.
Yeah, there's
These
first aid rules. How does that
They're
work?
they're not nice.
Yeah, there's first aid and there's medicine.
Medicine's for long-term care.
Yeah, first aid is what he needs now.
First aid is for saving people's lives.
And it might give you some hit points back, I think.
It's like a D3.
All right.
So let me just check and make certain how that all works. We'll be 100% correct.
Yep.
Because we know how dumb that gets. I don't want to be in the magic spell section. Come on. This book is too damn big for its own good.
Page 41 on the Universal Game Engine.
Yep. Get to that right now. First aid. Fly. First aid. Okay.
You ain't got no legs, Lieutenant Dan.
I shouldn't laugh at that. Okay.
On a success, I can heal 1 die 3 hit points to a single wound or injury. Oh, you need to keep track of each individual wound, right?
Yep. So you have one each leg.
All right, so I'll need to do first aid on each injury. So,
Hold on, Chewie. What's your total hit points? The top right corner of your character sheet.
13.
Okay, so you're not dead. You have 2 hit points left technically,
All right.
but those legs are effed up. So I'll go ahead and make me 2 different heal checks.
okay, I have a 74 in first aid. I don't think any of my, I think my first aid kit, my paramedic kit just enables me to do first aid. I don't think it gives me a
Correct.
bonus, but I'm just going to look. Yeah, just a standard paramedic kit. Okay. All right, so let's make the first roll. I rolled a 67, which is a regular success.
Yep, you're good there.
I'll re-roll a die. I can't roll a die 3, but I'll roll a die 6 and do the math. I rolled a 6, so you get 3 points back to whichever leg you prefer to be the first one. And I'll make another roll.
Yeah, it looks like you can keep doing it until you fail.
I rolled a 34, which is a success.
1 attempt per wound.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
And
so
for
there
the
you go.
second one, I rolled a 1, so you get 1 point back on that. But that means that your legs aren't at 0 anymore, which is good. So I cut your pants off, you in a most embarrassing manner, if you weren't dying, and apply water, rinse, salve, bandages, that sort of thing. All the stuff you do for somebody who's got a burn injury.
And pain medication.
And well, of course, yeah, I hit you with some morphine, but you're unconscious anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Wait till you wake up.
And yeah. So we really need to get this gate open because Chewie needs to get to a hospital.
Or just go through the gate.
Well, the gate's not open.
So we need to figure out how to open the gate. So get
Pythia,
to
help us.
Um, I
Um, when she turned into a pile of ash, are the metal stuff still there, or did they
are you gonna go and
turn?
look?
Yeah.
Yeah, you go over and look, and the clothes are burned, and her her skeletal remains are there, and it's not pretty. But you can see there's a metal cage where her right arm used to be. It's now ash, and the metal is destroyed. You obviously broke it, whatever the circuit, and the fire damaged it. But you can see sitting right in the middle of it is a little green pyramid,
I pick up the little green pyramid.
Ooh.
and
Neat.
there's the headband that's around her skull, sort of around her skull. Her skull is kind of smaller into the headband, but that's laying there. It's actually about an inch tall metal circlet. You can almost feel it saying, "Put me on, I'll help you."
Do I put this on, guys?
I think it'd be better if uh maybe Lola checked it out. She seems to have a sense for this sort of thing.
Yeah, I think I might be good at psychic stuff. I'm getting
Maybe.
there. That being said, I don't know if this is evil. Is this like a ring of is this a one ring situation?
I think she was evil.
I mean, does Lola feel that same thing like the actual metal band is like being like, put me on?
You really don't have that kind of sense. Not how that works. You might have to touch it.
Yeah, I'll touch it. Yeah, I'm grabbing it from
Okay.
Cassie.
You have any PowerPoints left?
Yeah, I got
Okay.
9.
All right, fantastic. All right. So you're gonna spend a PowerPoint and you're gonna make me your special one roll, which is psychometry.
Ooh. To roll D100 73. All right, I'll spend 6 more PowerPoints to make it a success.
Okay. All right.
I have 2 PowerPoints left, so that's all
You
the weird shit I'm doing today.
you spend one more, I'll give you more information.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. All right. You know, if you use the headband, you can use the green crystal to reopen or restabilize the gate. Not open, but stabilize. But the headband could be dangerous. You just looking back on it, so you see when she reached it, she touched it, she knew it was dangerous, but she put it on because it would give her power, and it's all she ever wanted was power. And she put it on, and she felt stronger. And it told her to put the cage on her arm, and the green crystal give her more power, and it'll teach her how to go through these gateways and make her masters of them. But you just know by touching it that it's going to exact the price if you use it.
All right, I think I'm gonna, look at the party. Is Chewie awake and conscious?
He'll be conscious. Yes, by now he'll be conscious.
Yeah, I'm gonna
But
poke.
he's whacked out of his mind on pain drugs.
The best thing ever, morphine.
Woo!
Good enough. I'll poke Gerald awake too.
Well, Chewie, you hurt, but you don't really care. That's the best way to describe
Whoa!
that.
Is
But
the
you're laying on your
monster
back,
dead?
and you really can't move.
Hey, everybody.
Yeah, I might actually want to just keep him unconscious. That's probably better.
A
All
little
right,
more.
well, I'll tell the conscious slash awake people. All right, I'm pretty sure I can fix a portal with this. I think this is bad news. So if you see me doing weird things that seem out of character, I want you to knock me out, tie me up, take this off me. Because I don't know what else this will do. I mean, like, it's like Rose was not a great person to begin with, but this just made her worse.
All right. What do you think you can do with it? What's
Oh,
the
I can
trade?
I can fix the portal. I can
Okay.
stabilize it, which means we should be able to go back through it. Which
Well,
means
let's just agree in advance then that if you can turn the portal back on and we go back through it, you'll take the headband off right away.
That wasn't planned.
oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Because then if you don't want to take it off right away, we'll know there's something wrong.
Yeah, you know what? Can you tie me up? Like tie me to a pole or something. Just leave one arm out so I can put this headband on.
Chewie has handcuffs on him, but he's too looped out to.
Yeah, I actually have zip ties, so I could I don't think I would have any trouble knocking you out.
You know what? That's true.
I mean, that's kind of my job, knocking other people out.
All right. If I don't take it off, you have my permission to knock me out right that instant.
All right, let's give it a shot. Because like I said, I'm pretty sure we need to get Chewie to a real hospital.
I agree.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna go sit
You need the
down.
green crystal too. You know you need the green crystal.
Oh yeah, I give here's the. But you gotta give this back because I'm the keeper of the crystals. It's my job.
I'll give it
You
back
had
to you.
one job.
Also, if I
I
don't
only
give
have
it back
one
to you,
job, and
then
that's what it is.
if I don't give it back to you, you also know something's wrong.
All right.
All right, and I go into a place where there's no, where it's like a corner alcove, so there's no like extra hallway to run to. All right, I'm gonna put on headband.
You slide that on in your head, and it just fits. It slides down nice and easy, and it sits right where hers. When she's wearing right where it's set, right above, just a little bit above your eyebrows, and you feel it kind of settle in and gently squeeze tight against your head. Not comfortable, just sit there like it's not going to come off easily.
This might be stuck.
Well, see what you can do.
I'm going to redeem my malevolence, but I'm not going to tell you guys what I'm doing.
All right, then I want to use green key somehow.
Okay, it'll tell you what to do. Hold the green key out, force your will through it, tell the gate to stabilize.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Okay, so what those of you who are conscious see is she reaches out, the crystal glows in her hand, and she grabs her hand down over it, and it lights up pretty brightly actually, and fading light flies from her hand, and it touches the spot where the gate is, and you see the black circle disc form, and it kind of shimmers into existence, and it looks stable.
All right,
right.
let's not let time get away from us.
Before we get anything else, Lola's going to take a point of power damage, which means her stat is reduced by 1.
Oh no. All right,
That's malevolence.
17.
And that hurts horribly to do.
Don't like that one bit.
And screaming in your head, it's not pleasant. You don't take any damage from that, thankfully, that you can tell, other than that little hit to your head, but the headache is great.
Hey, I'm 5 less good at being sane in case that ever comes up.
Hasn't come up yet, thankfully.
Didn't you I think it did when the big worm came out. Didn't we do a sanity roll?
Yeah, I think we did. You're right.
I'll pick up Chewie.
Pythias, can I help?
I
Carry?
I can carry him, no problem. But if you want to come with us, now's the time.
Oh yeah, is the headband stuck?
Are you trying to take it off?
Yeah.
Okay. This is part of the malevolence.
Uh-oh.
You guys notice I
Dang
didn't use
you,
that?
Big Dad.
Now you have to actually fight it. So, I'd like you to make me your melee roll against yourself. What's your dodge? Let's take a look and see.
Dodge is a lot better than my melee.
Yeah. So I'm gonna make a dodge roll for you.
Mm-hmm.
52. Okay.
Okay, I succeed at the melee.
Let's see what I roll for your dodge.
And succeed at the
Oh.
dodge. What does that mean?
That's a bounce. You can't get it off. You reach up and you're like, I can't get it off. And you can't get your thumb under your finger under it. It's not coming off. And if
I
you
come running
feel
with
it, you feel it resisting.
I come running with the Gerber.
All right, I guess we try out some oil, some juice, some gooey things.
Okay. In the meantime, I'm guessing
I got
Sadie's
some back
ignoring this
bomb.
and
We
going to the
can-
portal.
Well, I was waiting for them to come. I thought we would try to get it off in the other side, but
Oh, I thought we wanted. Okay, yeah, let's go. I thought it. I mean, I assumed I would just be able to take it off easily. All right, let's go. Just,
And
Pythia,
just
you,
keep, just
Pythia
watch me.
looks like a Pashua, and I think they're my people. But we're your people. So I'm gonna actually toss a die roll at this.
sure. And Sadie will say to her, "There's nothing prevents you from coming back here whenever you want to later."
Okay.
She's right, you know.
I'll be back as soon as I can. And she'll follow you guys to the portal.
All right, she's
All
gonna
right.
love the truck.
So we're passing through the portal.
Yep.
Can I cash in the benevolence for the portal to heal me?
No, but I'll let you roll a D3 and apply it to to your total hit points.
Oh well.
That's fair. You can't do that for another week.
I rolled a big 1.
Hey, it's one more hit point.
Yeah, we're gonna have some downtime before our next mission, I think. At least
I just want to
Ah.
make sure that I'm not permanently crippled.
Oh no, you're not permanently crippled. You didn't go. You have to go 2 points negative to actually do anything.
Oh,
Seriously, and 4 points is dead.
Right. Okay.
You're definitely mangled. To take a while to heal this, but with proper care, which none of you have, or
I
do
got a
you?
tin of bag bomb. It fixes everything.
we need good government health care. That's what we're going back to. Military hospital.
Make sure it's not a Navy one.
Navy has good hospitals.
They're really good at fixing up people's fucked up legs.
That's true.
Good.
Yeah, burns and all that kind of
They're
stuff.
also really good at killing women.
Oh well.
Well,
That's a
Killing
bad
pregnant
thing.
women.
I'm not a woman and I'm not pregnant. I have leg wounds, and the army is really, really good at fixing leg wounds.
So
I
They're
didn't
very
say Army. I
specialized.
said Navy.
Either
Yeah,
one. They're both
we'll-
really, really good at fixing leg wounds.
in any case, so we'll get. We have a place in the truck for Chewy on a stretcher. So once we're there, we can get him set up in the truck.
We'll
And,
deal with Pythia's reactions, probably next time. But we'll end this as you're loading Chewie onto the truck. Chloe, you're picking at the. You just can't get it off. And you hear it say, "Don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. We'll
Oh,
make a fantastic team."
oh
And we'll
fuck.
end the game on that.
Yeah,
I mean, I
Yep.
still got a Gerber.
Checks out.
we'll spend some time on this at the beginning of next game.
Mhm.
And there you have it, folks. Best cliffhanger I can do. I think I owed you 2 this week after not getting one last week. So there we have it. All right. So with that all said, I appreciate you guys playing tonight. I hope you had fun, or at least tried to have some fun. And for our audience, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for actually spending malevolence and benevolences. That just made this a little more entertaining, as Chloe knows very well, because she did it to me for so many times. But I appreciate that. Thank you very much for playing tonight. Thank you much for attending. Again, my name is Mike Leader. This is Fringeworthy. I'm going to drop my link tree in the comments so you can see what I'm working on over the course of the next few weeks. I'm going to be updating the information on the character sheets as well as the Fringeworthy information there too. You can find more information about Colliders Academy, which is my other project, which should be starting in beta this January. Thank goodness. By time. We're only 8 months behind. But hey, magical LARPs are hard to do. With that being said, why don't you guys tell a bit about who you are, who you played, and a little about yourselves. Same order as always.
Yeah, I'm Chloe. Again, I was playing Lola, aka the artist Lady Platinum, who I guess I have a psychic headband that's probably sketchy. But you can find me on co-host or Discord or Instagram at Chloe Thorena. Yeah, nothing to plug. Yep. So yeah, that's me. It's been a while. It's been a week. I got my new COVID vaccine on Friday, Thursday, so I'm still getting my brain back.
All right,
Bob.
I'm Bob. I'm playing Chewy, who had the ultimate hot foot today, and I don't do social media.
I'm Brandon. I'm a game designer. I'm currently working on a next-gen Dungeons and Dragons game at a studio called Hidden Path Entertainment. So you can keep an eye on that. Google everything. Be a few years before you'll see that game, but it's looking pretty good.
And then I am Leslie. I am playing Cassidy. It is soup season. So every week I am trying to make soup. Yesterday I made pozole verde. No recipe, just what was in my brain. Pretty proud of myself. But if you want to watch what soups and other things I make, you can follow me on Instagram at tuperoesfeo.
All right. Well, thank you all very much for tuning in. Look forward to being here next week. Make certain to check in for Stolen Fire other games. I believe Blade Runner finished their season finale on Friday, which is kind of sad. It's really neat to watch. And I think we're still doing public access on Thursdays, but I know we're filling in new things in the weeks to come. So please keep your eyes on this page. All right. Thank you, everybody. Good night.
Good night.
Pleasure seeing everybody. Take care.